A miracle. My dad gets in an accident. The doctor says he'll never walk again, and 3 months later, he's walking out of his therapy. I just want to do a quick review of how my dad went through his accident, how he beat the odds, and how he's my superhero. The day of the accident was the scariest day of my life. It started off as being a normal day. We went boating, we hit the barefoot. We wanted to just go home and grab some supper, and there we found out, oh, we should probably run to the grocery store and get some food. So me and my grandma hop in my car, and we go to the grocery store, and on the way back, my aunt gives me a call that says my dad has been in an accident on his ATV. Him and all my uncles had brought up all their ATVs to kind of cruise around because they had become legal up there. So they were like, oh yeah, let's take advantage of that. Well, my dad decided he wanted to do a whip around, and in doing that, he caught something and it flipped him out of the ATV, and ATV landed on top of him, and then he laid there and he said he couldn't feel his legs. My Uncle Nick immediately called 911. The ambulance rushed there. They got him to Spirit Lake Hospital, where they took some scans and figured out that his back was broken. His vertebrae was like this, and in doing so, he was pinching his spinal cord. They then had an air flighted him to Sioux Falls Hospital, where he met with a neurosurgeon, and in 10 hours he would go through an 8-hour surgery to fix his vertebrae and hopefully take pressure off that spinal cord. The doctor came out of the room and he told us that my dad would never walk again. And you can imagine, my dad is this athletic guy. He's 43 years old, but he played basketball. He played football with my little cousins because he had 2 girls, and we don't really play football, but he was just so athletic, and he just kept wanting to go, 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 go. And for him to take away his ability to walk was like taking away his heart. He just didn't want to live without being able to walk. But he looked at the doctor and he said, I will walk again. And so we brought him to Madonna Rehabilitation Hospital, and he was there for 3 months. He eventually moved his toes, and then he could move his ankles, and it worked his way up. He had to kick on the mat and do simple things like try and balance on his knees or stay on one knee and have the other knee up. And eventually he was able to do all of that. They had him crawling, and then they had him standing, they had him stepping, and then after those 3 months, he was walking out with a walker, which was fantastic for all of us. He beat the odds, and when he walked into his doctor's appointment, the doctor couldn't believe it. My dad is my best friend, and I would just like to recognize this in front of everyone because he went through an accident, he beat the odds, and he's my superhero because of all of that. So here's to Dad.